is time now for the Financial Focus. Let's bring in our money men, business and market analyst and Newsmax contributor, Seth Denson, and America's accounting professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. Happy Saturday, gentlemen.
Morning, Allie. Morning, Dan.
All right, guys. So today the topic is mandates. Seth, the vaccine mandate set to take effect on Monday. Thousands of New York police officers and firefighters, they're going to be sent home without pay. I mean, these are qualified professionals. We've already seen a shortage of first responders in many cities. How hard will this be to replace them?
They're impossible to replace. Listen, let's talk about this for a second, because this one really bothers me. We just celebrated the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Where we lost literally hundreds of New York firefighters and police officers who ran into burning buildings. These are heroes. These are people who, would anybody not have wanted them to run into that building because they didn't have a vaccine? This is the most insane thing I've ever heard. They're impossible to replace. We should be applauding them, not sending them home. And it's already been announced that the New York City Police Department is going to stop all training for officers, as is the fire department, because they don't have the bodies, and they got to fill these bodies. And here's the big important point, Alison. We just spent a year talking about the need for police officer training and ongoing, and now that's over in New York. Yeah. This is their version of defund the police.
Yeah, no training. You know, they can't recruit, and now they've got officers who won't be going to work. Dan, we've got mandates that are affecting companies as well. Lots of companies saying, look, you can't come to work unless you're vaccinated. How's this going to affect companies from a financial standpoint?
Well, it's not going to be a positive outcome, that's for sure. So many companies out there across the country and even the world are really hurting to get workers in place. They simply can't deliver either products or services. So if these companies now are going to be in a position where they are forced to let people go, it puts them in a position where they simply cannot increase their revenues, and that has a trickle effect down to everything. For example, money that is spent, let's say, on advertising and all the related expenses to increase business, well, that's going to go away because companies can't keep up with the demand. So it is going in the exact opposite direction that we need to go to in this economy right now.
Yeah, I mean, you go to restaurants, you're waiting forever because there's only a couple servers, there's long lines because they can't get workers, and you're right, it's probably just going to get worse. Seth, yesterday a federal court took the side of New York officials and officially denied anyone seeking religious exemptions to the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. So basically, vaccinate or you're fired. Your thoughts on this, and do you think we're going to see more of this in other states?
Yeah, listen, I don't know what happened to the freedom of religion in the United States, and I've read the Constitution. It doesn't specify what religion. Listen, in reality, the way the Constitution reads, I could start the religion of Seth tomorrow, right? And that has just gone out the window here. Now, on the flip side, there is the right of employers to have specific protocols. And so this is the sad part of this, where I think there's some conflict here. I think this is shameful. At the end of the day, again, Alison, we've talked about this. I've been vaccinated, but it was a personal decision. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but at the same time, I think people should have the right to make that decision, and they certainly shouldn't lose their job as a result of it, and I'm sad that the courts ruled this way.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people agree with you. Dan, what do you think the end result will be here? Are we going to get more workers vaccinated, or do you think companies are just going to keep being understaffed and cave to their demands? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
I think it's going to be a combination of those two things. Certainly, by mandating vaccines, there are going to be people who simply cannot afford to lose their jobs, so they're not going to have a choice, and they're going to be forced to be vaccinated, which I agree with Seth. I do not agree with the mandates. I support vaccination. However, I don't support mandates. People should be able to make those decisions based upon their relationship with their healthcare professionals. At the same time, I think, because I said both, you're going to have a situation where you're going to lose workers and you're going to have people that are going to get the vaccine because they have to.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this plays out. All right, on a lighter note, it is Halloween Eve, and we thought it'd be appropriate to give some airtime to our two money men. I want to show, okay, this is you, Dan, right? How old were you?
Yeah, a good-looking kid there. I was probably a little bit more than a year. And by the way, that was me as a sailor, as a young boy. To wear that costume now, literally member of Congress, right? Spending like a drunken sailor.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love it. And Seth, you sent this to me, and all of us in the newsroom said, yeah, no, that's definitely Seth. You haven't changed much.
Well, I don't know about that. I think this is changing a little bit. But no, listen, I showed my support for our men in blue at 6 years old in that picture, and I still support them today. That was a good day.
I love it. Are you guys going to get dressed up tomorrow?
Yeah, listen, I'm taking my kids trick-or-treating. Probably there'll be some dress up along with it.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Donovan. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you again the next hour.
Thanks, Allie.
All right.
Thanks, Alison.
Plenty more still on Wake Up America Weekend.